Hello everyone, welcome back to Aussie Starcraft. We are in game number 5 of the WCS Korea finals of season 2. In the bottom right hand corner we have our yellow Terran Maru, and in the bottom left hand corner we have a red Protoss player Rain. Just a phenomenal TvP series between these two players here today, fighting for the top spot in WCS Korea. $20,000 and 500 WCS points on the line. Both these players going at it absolutely tooth and nail to try and take this series. We have Rain able to secure an early lead in this series, but Maru able to claw back every inch of it to draw this series up at 2-all going into game number 5. The map is Newkirk Precinct, so we could be in for a long one here. This map has had some of the better lengthy games in recent times. Map's able to divide very easily up the middle, leaving a phenomenal 7 bases for each of the players on the map, so could see quite a lengthy game between these two on this map, or conversely with such a short rush distance we could see quite a highly aggressive and quick game. So we'll see what these players have on the way for us today. Maru not going for a gas start, so probably a little bit different to what we've seen from him in the recent couple of games. We've seen some early Reapers out of him in the past. No Reapers on the way this game in all likelihood. Mineral only start, so we'll see what he chooses to go with. Gateway and gas on the way for Rain. Nothing too out of the ordinary. We can see that this probe is indeed a bit concerned for proxies, taking a bit of a scout up here, making sure there's none of those pesky barracks hiding up. Rain's going to have another look here, because if you're not familiar with this map, the base is quite large for each player, and I tell you that there has been some sneaky play on this map in recent times. So a favourite Terran trick is to build a building out here and then float it across into the main and hide it. I did have quite an irritating person do that to me on the ladder, fly a factory into my base and start producing widow mines that well, foolishly, because I'm not a pro Starcraft player, I didn't realise he'd started building them in my base. Caused me all sorts of problems early in the game. Turned out to be one of the longer games I've ever played once we got it stabilised. But it's enough of my inglorious Starcraft history. We are of course watching two of the best players in the world duking it out here. So have Cybercore now finished for Rain. Still only one gas geyser on the way. Both these players taking their expansions, and we could be settling in for a longer game here. Second barracks almost finished from Maru, and second gas geyser going down now for Rain. Quite common for Rain to pop his mothership core out at 17 or 18 probes. Seems to like the reassurance it gives in defending his natural against Terran pushes. I have 2 barracks spitting out Marines now. Second orbital command on the way. Still entirely mineral only start for Maru, which I just wonder what we're going to see here. Have the mothership core moving out, but we do already have 2 Marines on the field and very likely to see more. This probe on patrol here, wouldn't want to have his job. He's likely to be what should be the first casualty of this game. It is in fact first blood has not been spilled, but we have 4 Marines. They've spotted this mothership core, and the mothership core deciding that discretion's the better part of valor and fleeing over the edge of Newkirk Precinct. So able to be very annoying with air units in this matchup, being able to exploit and abuse the massive edge of the base right here. So this probe still on death row, wandering back and forward in front of the firing squad of Marines here. And we obviously have a little bit of a gentleman's agreement. That Marine looking like is going to stroll straight past the probe, but the probe's decided that he doesn't like taking a minigun to the face, and he is going to flee home as fast as his little legs can carry him. Stopping out here in the middle of the map. I wonder what we'll see him get up to at the moment. We can see that this SCV's checking the extremity of the map. Obviously a bit concerned for proxy pylons. We know that Rain's big fan of those counter-attacks, so both these players are scouting out, and unfortunately for this SCV, I think we have him on a collision course with this Stalker. No, SCV, no! No, no. The Stalker is going to pick up this SCV. The first blood spilt right there in the corner of Newkirk Precinct. The first proxy pylon now on the way. And we see 3 barracks on the way with a stim pack now being researched. And a steady stream of Marines on the way. We have, if we check out Units tab, we have 14 Marines on the way. And a fairly even number of workers from each side. We do have 2 Immortals and some sentries now moving out into the middle of the map. Will this Marine spot the proxy pylon? Indeed he does, he knows it's here. The second proxy pylon being thrown down by Rain. Can he get this attack underway? I think Maru knows what's going on. He does in fact throw down 3 extra bunkers. Will these get finished before the Immortals are able to make it over? Mothership Core and Immortals, we've seen some nice timings out of Rain, and this looks like one of them. 2 Immortals, 2 Sentries and 5 Stalkers hitting at the 9-minute mark is going to be uncomfortable for Rain. Can he hold it here? SCV's healing his bunker, able to get some of those in front, obviously learning from previous games. The second bunker still full of Marines. Can he... Oh, Rain being forced to back out, and Maru throwing that bunker down a bit further back so it can't be harassed from the low ground. We have Maru continuing to pull SCVs off the line, knows how crucial it is to try and hold this line. Proxy pylon right here, ready to support these players. And unfortunately for Maru, he has no factory in play yet, so it's quite dangerous for him, being forced to hold this line with almost pure Marine. Unfortunately, SCV in that bunker, taking up a useful spot that a Marine could be. Oh, that poor SCV. Walking down the hill into the Immortals cannons, just very gratified looking Immortal there. Haha, take that SCV. SCV streaming off the line to try and hold this. Marines, he needs to focus down some of these low level units, picks off both those Stalkers. Marines moving, SCVs absorbing a lot of the damage. First Immortal does go down. The Immortal that killed the SCV, buried under the angry vengeance of a horde of SCVs. These Marines able to stim if need be to clean this up, and it forces Rain right back. Able to clean up these proxy pylons would be a nice pickup. Possibly even supply block out Protoss player. No, not with 50 out of 90 supply. Can he take this pylon? I'd suggest he do on the way through, and he does. He leaves 2 units there to pick it off, make sure no pesky gateway units are warped in behind. He is going to go on clean up these pylons and force the Protoss player right back to his base. We will have Rain back on 2 bases versus Maru's 2 bases. Maru will need to expand at some point very soon. He has been mining from these 2 bases for quite a while. Being forced to drop his mules in those bases is not ideal for him. He'll end up mined out and unable to expand, and just needs to get an extra base against Protoss. It's never a very cost-efficient engagement to go against Protoss in the late game, so he does need to secure those extra locations. Pardon me. Right, looks like both our players stabilising here. Forger's coming down for some upgrades from Rain. He'd obviously been hopeful to seal it out with that timing there, but Maru able to hold that off with impressive style. Only Marines and SCVs to hold back that army, so there was next to no Marauders on the field at the time, so very impressive from Maru to actually be able to hold that. Obviously learnt from the previous games, able to get his SCVs in front of those first few bunkers. Rain's very good at force fielding behind the bunkers and holding the repairing SCVs away, and being able to break and bust through that front door of Terran players over and over in this tournament. So this Marine stimming to try and catch the poor Probe. Can he do it? Probe goes down. SCV is going to get found by this Zealot, and who will lead it back to this Marine that's diligently trying to minigun down this pylon, but it isn't going to end well for him. Side blade to the face, and we see the Marine split to 2 pieces. How that happens? Oh, Rain. Sorry guys, we missed the end of that game. Rain being... Let's go back just a moment. We got so excited about what was happening with that poor Marine and Probe that we missed the main force of fire that was moving out. We can see our little fight forming up here. SCV down here scouting out, realising just how little there is in play to defend Rain at this point in time. We have 1 Colossus, 7 Zealots, 6 Stalkers and 2 Sentry against 3 Mining Base and a significant force of Bio moving out. So we can see the results of Rain's failed push now coming into effect. He has very few units on the field. There's 122 supply to 90. This strong Bio force, he got around the flank. That's how he did a big stim. This Colossus unable to really go anywhere, and these Marines and Marauders able to just pick off the rest of those units, and would have gotten the Colossus on the high ground. So decisive end to game number 5. We saw Rain there try to pull off a great timing at 9 minutes, unfortunately just unable to break through. We see that he did quite a good amount of damage to the economy of Maru with that hit, killing 13 SCVs in that push, but unfortunately being able to break the Terran's back and losing what he did in that attack. So easy for Maru to push back across, catch him with the Bio force in the flank, and this stream of reinforcements just going to be enough to carry him into the main base of Rain. So we have Maru able to take 3 games in a row off Rain to take a lead in this series from 0-2 to 3-2. As we go into game number 6, what's going to happen, guys? Can Rain come from behind to win to take 4 games and win WCS Korea Season 2, or will Rain be able to equalise it at 3-3 and send it into game number 7? I don't know, guys, but it's been a very epic series so far. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed casting it, and I look forward to seeing you in game number 6 of this fantastic final series. So we'll see you there. Share it on Facebook and Twitter. Get your friends involved. Let's see which of these 2 great players comes through to seal out this tournament and win $20,000. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in game number 6.